Welcome back. We're still with the Program Officer of the United Nations Populations Fund. Dr. Rabi, you're welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
So we left off with what the UNFPA is actually doing to help the government in light of the challenges you enumerated. For instance, the deployment, which of course is responsible for maybe many of the maternal deaths we're experiencing, especially in the rural areas. What has been done?
With regards to deployment, UNFPA advocates to the government at all levels, and actually we even came up with a gap analysis working with stakeholders and civil society as well as key partners. We supported the government to conduct a gap analysis and of the challenges around midwifery. We also came up with a 5-year strategic plan to strengthen midwifery. One of the key issues we addressed there was deployment. Even at global level, you may be aware of the State of the World Midwifery Report, which UNFPA and other partners coordinated and profiled 73 countries, including Nigeria. The State of the World Midwifery Report contains evidence and recommendations to help countries that have high burden maternal and newborn child deaths. So with regards to production, UNFPA has supported the Nursing and Midwifery Council to review its accreditation manuals and checklists in line with the International Confederation of Midwives standards.
So right now, you know, apart from what UNFPA has donated and all of that, there are quirks in the system. Yeah. And so in spite of the gains of maternal, of the UNFPA, these issues arise, you know, to quash it sort of, because when you don't have enough midwives deployed to the salient areas, the rural areas, you have quirks coming up. How do you address this?
Yeah, you see, like the saying goes, with every societal challenge comes a business opportunity. The business could be legitimate and it could be illegitimate. So you see, people have cashed in on the system, on the weakness in the system around shortage of the right skilled birth attendants in the rural areas. Apart from quirks, we also have the issues of traditional birth attendants. Yes. who are not skillful in terms of providing the right care mothers and children need to survive. So UNFPA is working closely with the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. They are our key partners because that parastatal is responsible for regulation of midwifery practice in Nigeria. So where regulation is strong, quackery becomes more difficult. So we recognize that fact. So we hope that by the time the regulatory body becomes very strong and the regulatory body will actually be able to track some of these quacks, because generally people don't do what you expect, rather they do what you inspect. So if that fear is there that people will come after the quacks, then quackery will really be reduced. And if that fear of litigation and all that is there, then some of these things will really be mitigated.
Now, the UNFPA actually is on ground. It goes into the field, and I mean the states, to actually find out where there could be that lacuna, there could be the real needs of the people, of the mothers and such, so to speak. So when you go into those areas and you see the quirks, do you encourage the government to put up a strong monitoring team to fight this issue of quirks?
During our monitoring visits, we were able to have access to that kind of information, because again, we monitor health facilities. Some of this quackery does not take place in registered health facilities. some of this quackery takes place at home. You have people set up maternity homes in their personal houses, people giving birth in theaters that are just a little corner in their homes and all that. So sometimes it is difficult for one organization to be able to track such kind of issues. But if our regulatory system is strong enough and people again are aware that such services should only be sought in a registered health facilities, then even patronage of the quacks will be less likely. When health facilities are available to people, either free or at minimal costs that they can afford, then they will access such services. Because sometimes people patronize all these quacks because maybe they're cheaper, or because they don't have to pay immediately. They may pay later for some services. So sometimes some of these issues rather is a function of lack of education, is a function of poverty, is a function of lack of empowerment.
You see, in areas like the troubled north, where you have midwives, posted over there, definitely you will not find so many of them willing to stay, and then what prevails are the quacks. So how do you address this sort of issues at this time?
In conflict, in insurgency, and where you have such crisis, people move, and as people move, healthcare workers also move, and then the facilities are overstretched. Apart from coping with healthcare, the routine healthcare delivery, you also have to cope with managing like bomb attack victims, managing sexual gender-based violence that are all, products of the insurgency we're having now. So indeed, there is a huge problem in the Northeast with regards to accessing healthcare services, particularly that even before the advent of insurgency, the Northeast had poor indicators even before the insurgency. So it's really an area where more people need to support. And so it also boils down to the issue of incentives. For instance, if you have a healthcare worker in Katsina and you say to the healthcare worker, okay, I will double or triple your benefits if you work in Borno or Yobe, some of them may be willing to accept. So you see, it all boils down to retention strategies and deployment strategies.
Well, we actually hope that maybe in the next 1 year, we'll be able to sit again and analyze the situation and see some positive movements, at reducing the maternal and child mortality.
I believe we are on the right track.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rabi, for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for your mails as always. Keep your views and comments coming using the address and Twitter handle on your screen. Let us know anything happening within your locality, especially if you're in the nation's capital. And don't forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. Make your comments after viewing the videos. And don't forget to include your name and your location. Thank you for watching this week. I'm Gloria Umezuki. See you again.